All right, LSU fans, we bring you back into another edition of the Go 24/7 podcast. My name is Bryce Koon, and as you can see, if you're watching or if you're listening, we appreciate you as well. Transfer safety A.J. Haulcy is joining the show. A.J., man, we appreciate the time in what is probably a busy time. Maybe you're getting a little bit of downtime, but some busy time as you get
Yeah,
ready for the season.
for sure.
Well, let's talk, Lan, a little bit about, I guess, kind of going back to you enter the transfer portal. This is the second time you've done this. So I wanted to kind of ask you what was different, I guess, than the first time around when you transferred to Houston. Then you obviously enter, and some big programs are coming after you. What were some of the big differences?
I'll say, shoot, the difference this time was I kind of didn't have a real idea of where I wanted to go. The first time I jumped in the portal, I kind of knew that I wanted to come home and just be at home, my family and friends. But this time, I just knew I wanted to go to the SEC. So when I seen LSU, it was just it was just falling right into my lap. So that's really why I picked LSU.
And man, it was a recruitment really too that a lot of people were following. Obviously, Miami was a program that was involved too, but we kind of talked about this with the staff a little bit. You had some of the coaches kind of visit you. What was maybe the message of what they liked about your game, and why did you feel so comfortable around them?
It was really just because I initially said that I was only gonna take one visit, so I just had schools just coming out. Well, schools just came out to me because they knew I was only taking one visit. But I was just trying to see what I can learn from them in a quick like little session or get together, however you want to say, in a
Mhm.
quick meetup. I was just trying to see what can I learn from each coach and what school is gonna take my game to the next level.
Obviously, when you met with LSU, I mean, it's no secret, man. They needed some help on the back end, and how do you feel like you fit in what they want to do? And obviously, how excited are you kind of to get to work with the guys, and obviously get into fall camp?
I feel like I fit in great with how the defense is schemed, to how the defense is structured. I feel like it I said bring out like more of me, more of my ability. It's gonna let me show the world that I could do more than just one thing. So I just feel like it put me in some great positions where I can make really great plays and lead my team.
You talk about making plays, man. You go look at the tape of what you put on film at Houston, and I think LSU fans were excited to see some of the stats, the tackles, and everything like that. I mean, how would you describe your game for a fan that maybe has never watched you before?
I'm a really smart player. I think my IQ is very high. I'm a very instinctive player, a playmaker, a game changer, and someone that can change the game in one snap.
That's something LSU obviously desperately needs on the back end too, man. When you as you've kind of gotten onto campus and everything, and obviously LSU has this theme of being DBU from years past. How familiar were you kind of with some of the names that have come out of LSU, and did that play a part in your decision to commit to the Tigers?
I mean, of course, just knowing the guys that done been there before you and that showed you the way and that just been role models or inspiration. I am very familiar with a lot of guys that came out of LSU, just Tyrann Matthew, Grandel Pitt, just a lot of guys that played my position that did it the right way.
Look, this coaching staff has talked a lot about how they've gone really heavy in the portal. You guys like Bernard Gooden that committed right before you and really went really heavy in the winter portal cycle. Uh, when you see a roster that's really, I don't want to use the term all in, but they're going for it here in 2025 to try to go get a championship. What were the conversations like that for you, and kind of what is your expectation of what this team needs to accomplish this season?
Phew. I'm all for the natty, man. Once I seen that LSU wanted me and the guys that they brung in this portal, I feel like I fit perfectly, and I feel like I was what the team needed, and I feel like I needed the team. I want to go
Mhm.
all I want to win. Coming from just not a very good team into a great situation, I feel like we're gonna win the natty this year.
What's your impression of Brian Kelly when you obviously you did kind of the visits you got on campus and just what he's about and kind of where he has this program?
I feel like he got the program in a great spot. Bringing a guy like me in and just the other guys that he brung in and just the chemistry that we put together. You know, we going over his house or we just eating dinner just as a position group and just getting the chemistry throughout the team. I feel like that he leading us down the right path, and I feel like he all in for the natty. So if the coach all in, you know, the players have to be all in as well.
AJ, I talked with Coach Kelly 2 days ago before we're recording this, and he mentioned some of the get-togethers he's had at his house, and he said some of the players complained about the crawfish, so they had to do some ribs and barbecue. Which one are you? Do you like the crawfish and the South Louisiana food, or were you more of the barbecue guy and liking the ribs the other night?
So I feel like the ribs is pretty good. I feel like the ribs was pretty good the other night.
I like it. I like it. He said some of the players complained, but he liked the ribs too. Man, I think when we look at guys like you and the story that you have and your path, it's really kind of one of the more feel good stories when we talk about the portal. A lot of people have issues with it, but in terms of your path, how has the transfer portal and all of this stuff in college football, NIL opportunities that you're obviously taking advantage of, how has that helped the player? And what do maybe fans and people on social media, what do they not get about it, and how does that help you?
I feel like the fans probably don't see that some guys don't belong, or just some guys haven't had the chance to just show the world what they really can do. And so once they show them at one spot, the transfer portal is very great because you can just go to another spot the next year and go on an even bigger stage just to get yourself more recognition and just like more of what the NFL scouts are just in general what the world want to see. Like the good on good or the best people play against the best people. I feel like the transfer portal is a great opportunity for someone to show that the game at the highest level.
And obviously, man, you mentioned you wanted to play in the SEC. You feel like that's the highest level. What kind of opportunity is it to play in the SEC? And just in terms, you mentioned best on best, and it's a really good opportunity to put some good film for NFL scouts too. Why was it? I really want to be in the SEC.
I feel like that was the last thing I was missing.
Hmm.
I was in the Mountain West. I was in the Big 12. Last thing I missed is the SEC, and I dominated in both.
I like it. AJ Haulcy put up some numbers, man. Last one before we get you out of here, man, and we appreciate the time. What can fans expect from you, both on and off the field, as you get ready for this season?
A great person, just a playmaker.
AJ Haulcy, we appreciate the time, man. Best of luck to you. Can't wait to cover you this fall. And obviously, hope we see the Tigers have a good season and you be a big part of that in a revamped defense. We appreciate the time, man.
Appreciate you.